Hi guys, tonight's debate dinner is going to be so good. It's turkey meatloaf with cauliflower mashed potatoes. This was asked and requested by my best friend for 20 plus years, Abby Foreman, who's in the kitchen with Mare right now. Let's go check it out. And remember, if you have a recipe that you would like to see, just send us an email at info@aneuapproach.com. Or if you want to come cook with us, you can email us there too. We'd love to have you. All right, let me sneak up on my girl and Abby. Hi.
Hi.
Abby, I was just telling everybody how you were my best friend for so long.
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years plus 20.
Don't give away your age. I know, that's why I said 5 years.
What are you guys cooking? I told them that we had turkey meatloaf, right?
Well, Abby was saying to me that she wanted to learn a few comfort food things since we're getting into the fall now. But she wanted it to be healthy because look at her. She's a vision of perfection. So we decided to do turkey meatloaf and cauliflower mashed potatoes. So, yes, and she's not a foodie, unlike some of the other guests we have, which is really exciting because she believes everything I say. I do.
She's still a believer.
For better or worse. For better or worse. So a couple of things we did ahead, or one thing I did ahead of time is I already chopped the onions. As you can see from both of our eyes, we practiced the chopping that I showed you yesterday with Sarah, and now today we are doing it again. We use onions in just about everything. So we're going to start off by sauteing 2 onions in olive oil with some Himalayan pink sea salt, which is really good for you, much better than iodized table salt or sea salt. So I'm going to hope that you move to that kind of salt.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's going to be a change. And we're going to saute it with a little fresh thyme. So I wanted to introduce you to fresh thyme, which is one of my favorite herbs. Smell how beautiful.
Which I don't know what time is used for.
Well, usually it's used for white meat, like turkey or chicken or something like that. But this is one of the herbs that you can't actually use the stems. So you'll see later when I cut the parsley over here that it's okay if you use the hard stems, but with thyme it's not. So you just take it in your hand, take it from, this is how it grows, so take it upside down, right? And you want to go against the grain and just pull off like that, pull off the leaves. And you could basically stop there, but, if you want to be fancy, which some days we do, we will then chop it a little. So you just leave that out there like that, and then you can kind of go, make it just like this and get it really small. You use less dried herbs than you use fresh. So you can buy this in a jar, no problem, but we like to use fresh, so then you'll use a little more. But just to get that started, so let's move on over here. Okay. We're going to take our olive oil and turn the oven on to, or the stove top on to probably about medium, and give it a nice little coating of olive oil. And then we're going to go back over here. You can stay there, stay loud. And we're going to put our 2 onions. We're going to do 2 pounds of turkey tonight because I'm glad to say that we're going to eat the turkey meatloaf afterwards.
And I eat a lot.
I told everybody it was the debate dinner.
It's our debate dinner. Oh, fantastic. You need wine. You definitely need wine for this.
We do need wine.
So you better start running.
I run for wine.
So we use 1, you guys are too funny. You're getting me off track. We use 1 pound of, so we're doing 2 pounds of ground turkey. Because usually you can just do 1, that's enough for you and your boy toy. And that's enough for the 2 of you. But for us, because you're staying and, George is here and everybody's here, we're going to do 2 pounds of turkey. So I have 2 onions cut.
Love me some onions.
Yeah,
I love onions.
So we got that we got the heat started for a second. If you want to go grab that thyme and throw that in.
Now you just only ever need a tiny bit, I guess it depends.
Well, no, I'm actually going to throw some more in that while you're doing that. And then I'm going to give you this to mix it up. You can just throw it right in. And this is the pink Himalayan sea salt. And you can buy it at Costco. It's no big deal. It doesn't have to be organic because of where it originates. It's all good. So we're going to let that go for about 15 minutes, and then we'll put it together. Okay, now that we have the onions sauteing, they take about 15 minutes. So we're going to start our cauliflower mashed potatoes.
Fabulous.
You're not going to jump up and down again like you just
No,
did?
I did, but I want to know why it's purple.
Okay, so, because I like color, lots of color in our diet, we should have the whole rainbow every day. I just grabbed this. It's an organic cauliflower. It's exactly the same as you can see.
I have to say, it looks like Abby color coordinated to cook dinner tonight.
You know, that's funny because I thought that too. I was like,
Oh, it's exactly the same. It's just different. So we're going to break pieces off, and I'll help you by cutting. But break them and let's get them in the water to boil them because they take about 7 minutes to soften up.
Okay.
Like a potato, kind of. You know how you boil a potato? You just throw it in. Actually, in one of my classes, the teacher said, don't even wash those potatoes because everything's organic, of course, and the dirt falls to the bottom. So don't think we're dirty. We're just kind of...
Listen, I know you're dirty.
Well, not like that.
Just kidding.
So that's basically all we do. Okay, so now we have broken apart all of that cauliflower, which wasn't...
Just saying, it was hard work.
And we're just going to put it in some water to bring it to a boil. It's and we're going to let... I can't get her.
She's still flexing.
So, are you?
No.
Come here.
Ah.
Come here.
Sorry.
So listen, it's literally like boiling potatoes. Forget that it's healthy cauliflower. Forget that it's purple.
Wait, that's really how you start it, is boiled? I didn't even know that.
You don't know how to make mashed potatoes? Oh, hell, I'm going to have to make mashed potatoes next. We'll do that for Thanksgiving. Isn't that what we're making?
Are they going to be organic?
You must have organic potatoes. Not sweet potatoes, but regular potatoes. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, okay, so, Abby also asked me another question, so I'd like to raise that on the show for people. She asked why I used a wooden spoon. So there's a lot of reasons why cooks pick the things they like. Probably when I bought this is because it was cheap. But the reality is that, this is true, that this is stainless, so you can use whatever you want. I mean, I could use one of these stainless pieces and it would be totally fine.
It's not coated?
This is not coated at all, which is why things stick to it.
Okay.
So you have to actually watch it.
Okay.
But if we had a non-stick, if you all have non-stick saute pans, pots, whatever it is, you must always use wood or plastic spatula, although you shouldn't use plastic because then, you know, the heat transfer. I have so much to tell you. Anyway, we won't talk about that. But if you do, you must not break the seal. I do digress a lot, you're right. So, did I answer that, T?
No, I don't even know.
No, you don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
feel she answered it.
Oh, well, if she gets it, then that's all that matters. Yeah. Okay, so we're about 15 minutes with the onions, and now we're going to add some more ingredients to mix into our turkey meatloaf. So we have organic tomato ketchup, tomato paste, ketchup, and Worcestershire sauce. So
You said that 3 times fast. Worcestershire.
do you know?
Very
I'm
good.
fancy. Do you know all of these ingredients?
Of course, I know ketchup. I know that this is for Bloody Marys, and I don't know what the tomato paste is.
That's good in Bloody Marys too. Just an
New
FYI.
ingredient.
All right, come on over. So now, I think I also want to make sure that everybody, including you, also understands that I can give you a recipe, but looking at something, the texture of something, the feel of it, you really
Visual.
need to do. You need to, you need to kind of feel.
Why are you putting that in the onions? Those
Okay.
onions are beautiful.
So I've turned the onions to low, and this is now going to go in with the turkey breast. Put in 2, maybe a tablespoon of that, maybe a 1/4 cup of that. That's the Worcestershire sauce. And I hate putting ketchup in because ketchup is
That
definitely
noise is
all
Why are you
sugar.
doing it?
Well, because you need to.
It's meatloaf. You have to.
Yep, there's that
At
noise.
least it's okay.
What's that noise? What is that?
I mean, listen.
No.
Okay.
I'd rather put
I
more.
can give you 5 answers for that.
I don't think you should. This is
No, I'm
public
not.
access. Okay, and you just stir this together. It makes a beautiful color. And then we're going to turn it off and let it cool. And that is the extent. And this beautiful mixture,
Honestly, really, really good.
well, this is what makes the turkey meatloaf so,
So what if I were to
yummy.
get a spoon and just take a bite of that? Would that taste like?
Well, I'm sure it would taste good, but I think that the measurement would be off for your meatloaf and it might dry out a little because this is what keeps the turkey meatloaf moist.
Keep stealing food.
She just said moist.
I did. Okay, so now our onion and thyme and tomato paste mixture is all set. So now we have to mix with the turkey and all the other ingredients, which are really just eggs and breadcrumbs and a little bit of veggie stock. If we use chicken stock, it doesn't make a difference. So this, I just want to tell you, is really great turkey. It's from a co-op and it's, humanely raised, no antibiotics. And I know you guys are probably really sick of me saying it, but 12 fruits and vegetables are really important that you eat clean and free and organic and free of pesticides, and your meat. If it's an animal or once was alive, it should have been treated nicely. Okay, so Abby,
Yes.
cut it open. Let's do it.
I really want to put my face in that.
You're going to, but it's going to cook first. So we have about 2 pounds of, or not about, we have 2 pounds of turkey turkey breast. So that's just going to go in there like that.
So this is interesting because meatloaf, I feel like, is usually ground beef.
Well, yeah, it's usually actually the best. Pork, beef, and
Veal.
veal. Sorry, we don't eat that. We don't eat pork in this house, but I'm sure they do when I'm not looking. But anyway, since your hands are
You can
clean,
say that again.
I'm going to let you do this.
Don't let her in the freezer.
But for every pound of meat, we're going to use an egg. So we're going to put in 2 eggs. Right? We're going to put in just a splash of the chicken's veggie stock.
Now,
And
why is that? Because it's vegetable, that's why it's a different color.
you can start putting your fingers in that since you're all clean.
Oh.
And yes, make some love to it.
I missed you cracking the eggs. So you did 2 eggs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just put 2 eggs in. Again, it was for the pound of meat was 1 onion, 1 egg. And we kind of do it in increments like that. But remember, what did I tell you over there? We want texture.
I'm feeling every bit of texture there could possibly be in this business. Trust me.
And I'm using gluten-free because, well, just because we're crazy. You can use any kind of breadcrumbs you like, but these are good. So how's that feeling?
I mean, texturally,
Let's get in there.
okay.
Get
I
in
mean,
there.
it's
Love it. Love it. Okay.
She's not loving it, Meredith, like you do, honey.
I'm loving this.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
it.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Really getting in there.
Now, does it feel wet to you, or does it feel like it needs more liquid, or how does it feel?
It feels a little bit wet. It feels like it could use a little bit more. I don't know how.
Breadcrumbs.
Keep getting all that. See all
I
that stuff
see.
on the bottom. Get it all in there. Oh, I love that I don't have to touch it.
Awesome. This is great.
Thank you. All right. You feel like it's all mixed?
I mean, if it's not all mixed,
Does it feel like a good consistency?
yes, it does.
Okay. Fantastic. So we preheated our oven, and what we're going to do is make this into a long loaf. So if you want to kind of get it in my fingers here like that.
So you are going to touch
No, I'm not touching it. I will if you want me to.
it.
But,
No.
but just conceptually, yeah, give it some love. Now push it together.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to have to get in.
How dare you?
Take your ring off.
You see how you shape it?
It's just like a pork loin.
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry, I just put on pork.
Yes, I guess it is sort of like a pork loin. And that's it, and it just goes in the oven now for about an hour and a half.
Oh, I have to wait an hour and a half to eat. I'm so excited, though.
You can run for wine.
I'm going to run for wine.
Fantastic. So something I forgot to tell you is just a little tip. When you cook the meatloaf, so it doesn't break, if you put a pot or a plate or bowl or whatever that is oven safe with water in it inside the oven, doesn't have to be on the same shelf, just anywhere, it'll keep the meatloaf from splitting apart. Same with cheesecake. That's why they make water baths. So more to come on that later. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
So we're getting pretty good. We're close on the cauliflower. It's been about 7 minutes, but because we really filled it, it's going to take twice the time. So don't rush it. Make sure it's the consistency that you can mash it with a hand masher if you so wanted to. But I wanted you to see the color. Isn't it gorgeous? The purple cauliflower got light purple, but the water is so pretty. Okay, so these are nice and tender, and that's all we needed was tender, and now we have to drain them. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
It's been about an hour because we only did 2 pounds. I said an hour and a half, but that's when I make a big one for everybody. Look how beautiful.
Oh, God, I'm so excited.
Leave one there and I'll cover it so we don't burn this wood. It's the only problem with a wood island. You can't put stuff on it like granite. And then we have reheated our mashed potatoes, which are beautiful. Also, the color of this meal is just great.
Look at that color. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, I love that you care.
I do. I really do.
So, Ab, I'll make you a plate and you can grab a fork right there.
She's jumping.
She's jumping right there. And I'll make you a nice plate of your healthy cauliflower mashed potatoes. Look at those. They're pretty color, right?
They really are gorgeous.
Have you ever eaten anything this color? I don't know.
No.
And your meatloaf.
Mmm.
All right, sister. Have at it.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
I'll have some wine while you do that.
Oh, they're really good.
They're really good now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
They are. When you reheat them, they kind of dry up even more and get the consistency of a mashed potato. Really good.
That seriously tastes like Was that really less fat than regular meatloaf?
Yes, you made it.
I know, but I
There's-
don't cook.
No saturated fats from the red meat, none of the awful things that red meat does. Although I'm a proponent of a nice hamburger once a month or maybe a steak.
That really is so good.
It's good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Send out what you'd like us to make and we'll make something for you.
Cheers.
Cheers.